Doug, thanks for being with us, Colonel, State Senator, Gettysburg. Not running for governor.
Not this time. Sounds like you had a great weekend, brother. What's going on, man?
I mean, I just couldn't take it, man. Normally I'm okay. You know, you lose bets. You know, it is what it is, right? You just move on. I've been gambling since I'm 18. I'm 68, right? I got 50 years. I get it, right? But that game, I never recovered from the Buffalo game on Saturday afternoon. It's like, how do you turn the ball over like 6 times on the road, and then you can still win the game, and then you like the referees take it over at the end, call like fouls they didn't call the whole game, and then you had a catch to win the game, and that's not a catch. How is that not a catch? Forget about it. Go ahead,
Sorry,
Doug.
man.
What's on? Let's get to some serious matters. Bob Huggins running for Congress. I mean, it's good for me.
Yeah, that's true.
about it. Thanks, Bob. Thank you, Coach, for giving me something to talk about in West Virginia.
I don't know, man. Sometimes it feels like someone wants to run just to say they ran for Congress or whatever, and it's going to end up causing our guy to spend a lot of money for nothing. I mean, whatever.
Riley's a good guy. I mean, like if he was a rhino, like if he was running against the other one in District 1, Miller, right? Carol Miller's a total rhino. And if he's like MAGA, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But like, what do you run against Riley for? He's a nice guy. He votes with us 100% of the time. He's smart. I mean, give me a break. All right, enough of that. Tehran, tell me what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the numbers are coming out. I saw one number on an international network pushing 12,000 casualties, 12,000 people killed by the regime during this uprising. The unrest has spread to every major city in the country. This is a big deal. This is not just the Persians, uprising. It's everybody, the Azeris, the Kurds, the Arabs. And it's going to be hard for the regime to tap this down without more violence. And with Starlink by Elon, opening a small window to the country, and with the threat of force by Donald Trump, I think it's going to happen, actually. I'm surprised it didn't already. I think we heard that apparently Netanyahu or somebody contacted the White House to assure that the regime was going to back off on the executions, which they did, and we're going to back off on the mass shootings. I don't know. And they have the intel. I don't. But I think it's going to end up in the airstrike. We're going to go after the security apparatus. We're going to go after major police stations, maybe the prison and the leadership, to cut them off and to limit the ability of the regime to coordinate attacks on the protesters.
You see President Trump doing that? You see that as imminent?
I do. I mean,
why?
So many variables. He made a statement coming out that I'm going to add a lot of text to this here.
Yes,
basically,
please.
He's not going to be like Biden or Obama, especially Obama, when the uprisings happened during his administration, the Green Revolution. And Obama was hands off. For some reason, the Democrats like working with the Ayatollahs. They pay him off. Obama and Biden flew pallets of money to these terrorist organizations in Iran. And Trump said he's not going to do that. And he's not going to stand aside. And he told the Iranian people help's on the way. And he is a man of his word. He doesn't play games. If he tells you he's going to do something, you better respond to him. Otherwise, he's going to follow up. And so I think he's given him time. We know that the leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, he's already has plans to flee to Russia if things go cross-eyed. That he came out and said that. I mean, this is a big sign of weakness here. So I think they're on the precipice here of going over on the edge. It's not going to be a major deal for America. It's going to be, we're going to launch missiles, the aircraft will fly in, don't even have to go enter the airspace, from a distance fire their missiles. The air defense network has already been degraded severely thanks to the strike last year by the Israelis and the Americans against the nuclear infrastructure. So it'll be easy to take down the security apparatus. When do you think the president will act, Colonel? I got to be honest, I thought it'd be last week. He received some assurances we're hearing. I'm not privy to all the intel or the meetings he has. So there were some assurances given, apparently. But I think if he sees a renewal or a doubling down of the attacks on the protesters, I think they're done as a regime. I'm not a big fan of regime change. Having been involved in failed missions, across my career here, we thought it was a good idea to occupy countries. This won't require that. You're not going to get anything worse than the Ayatollahs coming in. Let the Iranian people decide what they're going to have afterwards. It will be messy though if we do this. So I don't know. I mean, we really got nothing to lose. The Iranian people have everything to win.
Everything to win. Interesting, because the president tweeted out a lot about what he didn't want to see the Ayatollahs do, and that he would act, and they basically did what he said don't do, and he's not acted, which is not the president's MO. So you got to figure he's going to do something, right? So you're saying, define for us again. I'm going to have to keep you on for the Virginia gang. Define for us again what you see the U.S. doing here, what the level of intervention would look like. And remember, everybody, Doug Mastriano served his country 3 decades. He was in intel in the Army. He was in that part of the country, the world, so he knows what's going on. Walk us through again what an U.S. Trump intervention into Iran now would look like, Doug.
Yeah, thank you, John. So I see us exercising not just the military instrument of power, but also diplomatic, informational, and economic. So diplomatically, we're going to put the squeeze on them continuously, internationally, arraign more nations against them. Russia and others will suffer more economically if they assist the regime. As far as the informational, I see us going in and taking down their networks, their ability to communicate in the country, in the security apparatus here. I see us enabling the internet to come back online thanks to Starlink and Elon Musk. Is the military instrument of power. I see and outside of the country strikes against their security apparatus, against the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, which is really the wing of the government, both from a police and security standpoint, military standpoint. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards, they're the muscle for the Ayatollah. We will go after their headquarters. We've seen strategic strikes against their leadership, Soleimani, Baghdadi, some of their leadership here. They got to be shaking in their boots. I see strikes against major police and security infrastructures. I see their communication networks for the government to decapitate their ability to communicate. Those networks being attacked with out-of-country missiles flying thousands of miles, whether they're launched from aircraft or they're launched from submarines. It doesn't matter. We'll take down those networks. And this will disrupt the ability of the regime to coordinate the attacks against the protesters. And economically, we're seeing the squeeze already. Venezuela was a key aspect and a key part of Iran's economic network of circumventing the embargo that's been placed against them. So this is a tough squeeze that they are close to falling.
So what then? So you take out the Ayatollah, like we took out Maduro, but I kind of got that. It was a drug and we were after the oil. And so now you got another communist in charge till they figure it out. And that's what she is. She's just another communist hack there. She's got to play ball with us, so they'll take her out as well, Rodriguez. But so you take out the Ayatollah, then what? What happens then?
And that's where you go into the darkness. We just don't know. And
but you would rather take that chance, right?
Well, I mean, so the concern always is if you take out a leader, what do you have next is going to be worse. Right. And I don't see what comes in behind is going to be any worse than the Ayatollahs running the country. I mean, it's a terrible regime. The Iranian people traditionally have been sophisticated, modern. We constantly see the pictures of 1979 Iran before the revolution. There were Ayatollah Khomeini. And, they looked like us. They dressed Western. They were modern, sophisticated, educated. And, they've been pulled back to the dark ages the past 50 years. So I think with the regime topples, there's an unknown period. There's going to be unrest. You're going to have separatists in the Baluchi area in the east, the Kurds maybe in the west, because it's a very diverse ethnic country as well. But I think in the end, you'll get something better than the Ayatollahs. We just don't know. What I do know, John, is let's not go in there and play games. Let's not put boots on the ground. As an intel officer, I played the Iranian, an Iranian commander, in war games, and it's not the same as Iraq. It's kind of like a mix of Iraq and Afghanistan. The Zagros Mountains are very tough to navigate militarily.
So we can't go in there militarily. So you think that there'll be surgical strikes against their security apparatus, against the Ayatollah himself. Ultimate goal is to get him either eliminated, right, killed, or get him to abdicate to Moscow.
Yeah, that's the best course of action at this point here. So
and then if you dismantle their security apparatus, then you give the protesters an opportunity to go forward and install whatever government happens to come out of that. And your position is it can't be worse.
I can't see how it is, because let's talk about the regime in power now. That they've waged a war against America. That they've funded Hezbollah, Hamas, and other terrorist organizations. They're part of the drug cartel network in Venezuela here, which has killed 100,000 Americans every year. And thanks to Donald Trump's operations in Venezuela, we're seeing those numbers drop way down, according to emergency room doctors that I've listened to. And so, what can be worse than that? Death to America, and they mean it. When I was in Afghanistan, the Iranians were smuggling, special kinds of IEDs across the border that could penetrate our vehicles. And they were killing Americans, indirectly by funneling it to the Taliban. So these people are no friends of ours here. They're very hostile towards America. It is a darkness, though. When you take out a regime, you don't know what you're going to get on the other side here. And in this cost-benefit analysis here, it's going to be better, basically, no matter who it is.
Okay, I'm with you. I think you're right. I think the president's going to do something. I think he has to. Otherwise, you get into the Obama-Syrian red line nonsense.
Yeah.
President Trump's the one that put the statement out there, and the killing has been pretty rampant. Some say 16,000. I don't know what the number is or what a lot means, but it's not a good thing. Yeah. But I think the president has to do something. Otherwise, it becomes an empty threat. And right now, he's built his strength in the world on following through and doing what he says he's going to do, right?
Yeah, and another aircraft carrier task group is headed towards the region. I think once that arrives, we'll probably be close to a strategic strike against the regime at that point. And once again, John, okay, first off, America first. Some of the folks on our side here are isolationists. I understand that tendency because of what Bush and Obama did in Iraq and Afghanistan. I get it, feeling betrayed there and wasted wars, wasted lives.
Yeah, no, I get it, but we got to do something here.
But this is different. We don't have to put boots on the ground, nor will we. I think there's no benefit to that here. Let the Iranians decide who they want, but it can't be the Ayatollah. Donald Trump said he's going to take action, and he will. He always does.